Welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Hey, it's that time. It's a secret. The crazy thing here is, I don't know if you saw that Renshai in the... Oh, no, you didn't see it. Renshai just said that the Rovina Kai one is already sold out. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to get right to this, guys.
I'm glad I got to that time.
Yeah, okay. So let me get us over there really quick because we're going to be talking about the latest Secret Lair here. And as of in the last few minutes, because it was there a little bit ago, one of the Secret Lairs was already sold out. So we did do the Secret Lair draw or preview of the Fallout ones on
the 3 Fallouts. Yeah. We did that last Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, so
got that out as soon as we could.
Yeah, so then we just had this big drop today. It's the Equinox 2024 Superdrop that isn't really on the Equinox. It's on the solar eclipse.
On the eclipse Nox.
So we're going to get right to this because I guess the hard part here is I was going to say we're going to do the, the is it worth it? It's kind of thing that we do. But there's already one's gone. So this is going to be interesting how we're going to do this. I don't know if we do we talk about those? I mean, we'll talk about them, but I mean,
I think we can mention them because the non-foils are available.
Oh, that is a very good point. Very good point.
Okay. And I think Justin here has a really good point. Like, it's such a weird thing. One sells out and the bundle no longer available. Like, does that mean that they print out X amount and then whatever bundles go, they steal from the singles and like there's only 15 to 20,000 I think roughly sold, right? And then they're just taking from that wherever they go.
I think so, but the thing
I mean, it has to be the case.
So
that does seem weird.
Kind of speculate. As you can see here, we have a noble hierarch is the bonus for the bundles, the big bundles. So we got the big.
Oh, like the big bundle?
Big bundle, which no longer is there. Actually, both bundles are gone because of that, because it knocked out both of them. So it was the foil one that got hit here. Let's just actually scroll down and kind of take a look at that. So the one that got knocked out, where are you? It's way down there. Oh, no longer available. So yeah, there's where we're seeing all these already gone. So this guy got knocked out, which actually knocks out this bundle, and the big bundle. So knocked out the two.
Wow.
Yeah. So we can't even do the breakdown of that, but we're going to kind of break down the rest of the stuff that's there. We will talk about those as well. So if you did get a hold of it to see pricing wise, you can kind of go through that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the cards that are in each one of these drops. At the end of each one of the drops, we'll both decide if we think it's worth it. Or if we think the price is wrong, if we don't think it's worth it, and then we kind of go from there. So this one, I'm just gonna say in the beginning, this was a mediocre drop for me, and I'm actually very surprised that we have one that's already sold out.
No, go ahead. I mean, the foil. I saw those and I was like, the foil's going to look
really
gorgeous.
Good. Yes,
and I'm very certain of it. And when I got an email. You didn't, because you purchased yours lickety split, right?
Yeah, I got.
And so I was like, I got a couple days, right? Like, these aren't amazing.
Well, yeah, the last one took like 4 or 5 days before one of them sold out. So,
and I like those a lot better,
right?
And so
that was a better drop.
But then when I saw that email, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go get the ones that I definitely know that I want, and I don't have to think about bundles at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, that's also, Joel, I was going to get to that point is the only way that I think the Noble Hierarch is going to be very rare and might be way more expensive than I had it down as maybe a $10 card, because you're kind of going off of the other bonuses with the Scorpion Guide and all that. They're at about $10 to $20. Well, like Noble Hierarch doesn't even, like, the rarest printing or the best printing of that isn't even break $10. So I was like, oh, maybe 10. With the fact of this selling out, if the non-foil sells out in the next couple days, that sucker is going to be way more expensive than I thought. It's going to be probably the rarest thing in this, one of the most rare in this, because you're only getting it in bundles. So, okay, well, let's get to things.
And the chat here is discussing FOMO and how it might be trying to purposely stimulate
Right.
The FOMO and stuff like that. There could be that. I'm not going to fight against it.
I will say that it was weird that you guys got the email that told you specifically which ones were almost sold out. I find that very odd, because then if it was me, I guess or if I was running it, I'd be like, hey, there are a couple of these that are almost sold out, so that people buy a bunch of them. But when you tell people these are the ones that are almost gone, then people are just going to target it and then they're gone. So
they're going to make sure they get whatever is potentially going to sell out.
Right. It happens all the time, like with
and
eBay
have it run
and
real quick.
TCG. If you own a bunch of copies of a certain card and there's a couple copies still on TCG or eBay, people go out and buy those up just so that yours now is the lowest copy. So it just, the buyout seems like it's almost like they forced a buyout there. So I don't know if I like that. I was saying in the Discord that I liked that they pointed out which ones were almost gone, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, no, I mean that really gets the speculators to jump in there and just snipe out the ones really quick. I don't know. That one feels weird.
That's an interesting take on it for sure.
So, okay, let's get to this before another one sells out. So, like we mentioned before, we did do the Fallout one, so you can check that out. There's nothing really that changed with that. We have a really good breakdown, and that will be linked onto this video as well. But we'll do a really quick breakdown of those. I'll talk about the bundles at the end here. So let me.
And if you want a further opinion on the Fallout ones, you can just go check out that video that we did last week.
Yeah. So the first one, which we talked about again, why don't you get us through this one?
Vault Boy. There's a foil, non-foil edition, $30, $40 respectively. 4 cards in the Vault Boy one. This is the one I got in foil. It's Grand Arbiter, Augustine the Fourth. It is Sphere of Resistance. It is Trinisphere, and it is the Winter Orb.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of foils of Winter Orb and Sphere of Resistance, just not a lot. So that's why I got this one personally, and I got this one, and then the foil tarot one that was sold out.
Yeah.
So
this one we had a value of $60 in non-foil, $95 in foil. And that's all before fees and shipping and all that. So this one's actually has a breakpoint of 3. So this one, I believe we both did this because you also bought it. So we thought that one was worth it. This one was, all 3 of these, actually the Fallout ones were pretty good in value-wise in general. So that is the first Fallout one. The next one would be the lands one. So points of interest.
So there's 5 lands. And I kind of did want to buy this one too. I just panicked. I
gotta buy it.
Yeah. So 5 in this one. You got Bajuka Bog.
Very nice card.
In foil, non-foil, $30, $40 respectively. Command Beacon. You got 5 total in these ones. You got Fabled Passage, which is an all-star in my book. Reflecting Pool. Yeah. Dang it. I missed this one.
It's not sold out
wanted
yet.
to buy this one. Yeah. I'm not going to do another order. And Reliquary Tower.
Is that it? Reliquary? Was there one more? Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so 5 of those bad boys. Like you mentioned, 4 and 5. This was one of the warning ones. This is the one that the email said was low on stock. So this one is very close to selling out at this point. Value-wise was 60 non-foils and 90 for the foils. So breakpoint of 3 again. Very good value in this one. We did get a couple of these already with Galaxy foils. A few of these have been printed a couple times, but these are going to be kind of sweet. This is the one that when I got my stuff, and I'll break that down a little bit later. This is the one that I got more of than anything else. So I liked this one the most. I thought this one had the best value, and so I went with that. So and then let's get to the last Fallout one, and then we'll break down that bundle for the Fallout one at least, and then jump into the next ones. So this one is
so then you have the special foil edition, and this one has 7 cards in it. You have a lot of low-level ones, but Steel Shaper's Gift. You have, let's see here, Propaganda. Again, the second Secret Lair one. Elixir of Immortality, which is in 7 total decks of Commander. You have Council's Judgment. Sorry.
It's a little more than that.
Idyllic Tutor, nice little enchantment one. I appreciate that. You have Anger,
And then
used to be an all-star for sure. It's still highly used, I'm sure. And lightning bolt. Sorry, that's for the other video. I can't be doing these explanations.
You're doing it. Yeah.
Lightning bolt.
If you want the bigger breakdown, check out the other video. We go over the amount of EDH rec decks and all that stuff with them. So, so this is was it 7 cards you said? With 7 cards you'd think it'd be more than the other 2, but it's actually less than the other 2. So this one is $45 for non-foil and $75 for the foils. So a breakpoint 4. This one also has a low inventory warning. So this is the only 2 left that we got the low inventory warning on. The other one has been sold out from the one that we talked about earlier. Okay, so really quick, I do want to talk about the bundles because I think that these actually do matter here. Because this is personally what I did. The foils of the Fallout ones, all those are $99. So you save $20 if you buy those this, and I think that's totally worth it. I calculated it out. It's about $180 worth of value, and you're spending $90 for that. So this is really good value there. And then if you do the non-foil, you save $15, and I believe that one was $80. Let me jump back to that quick. $75. So you save $15 for getting that. So I think the bundles here are something to actually take a look at, because that's what I did. I went one big foil bundle for everything, and then I went a bunch on the foil bundle of the Fallout, and then went singles on the land one we talked about. So that's kind of what I went right there. So okay. So that's all the old stuff, and the new stuff was the bundles. So that's kind of nice there. Let's talk.
Renshai's saying that Fallout's pretty popular, and that has been my understanding of it as well. And so this will probably eventually sell out.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about it, think harder, I guess. That's what I'm saying.
Think faster. That's why we're
faster.
That's actually kind of why we're doing this at the beginning of the podcast. Normally we save this, we do our banter. You'll get the banter still. Don't worry. For the hardcore listeners, we have the banter coming after this, but we wanted to get right to this because things are going quick. So let's get to the new stuff here. Oh man, I love how they spoiled this, like the what is it, dioramas of this. But okay,
diabolical dioramas. Brave. Well,
yeah. So you can watch the videos. The videos are sweet to see these, but these are like actual pictures instead of
they're like puppets in their own thing, and there's a video where they have actions in it.
Yeah,
and,
like claymation.
I watched the one.
Oh, I watched all
with
3.
You.
I didn't watch.
There's 4 of them, right?
Yeah, but I didn't see the 4th one pop up, so it probably is now with this. But yeah, I saw the 3 of them. So
you got 4 in this one. They look really cool, but and I think because it's more of like puppet animation style, the art won't be. It's probably not stolen. I'm guessing. Guessing that.
I get.
But the first one's gonna be Gravebreaker Lamia. Ugh.
Kid can't even read.
Yeah, I got it. There we go. And this card is a really solid graveyard interaction card. I really liked it in like Muldrotha, but it's not worth a lot.
No.
And we'll get to that in the breakdown. But yeah, I don't hate it. Next one, Aura Shards. This is the big ticket one.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. And that's just whenever you have a creature come into play, destroy an artifact or an enchantment.
You use this card like a D-Gen. You are a D-Gen using this card.
I don't know about that.
I've been brutally murdered by you with this card so many times, and it sucks. It's terrible.
Nah, I awesome. Like hearing it though. It's a nice compliment. Fiend Artisan.
This one's also a big hitter on this one, and this one has 2 big hitters on.
Yeah. I think this is one that I highly thought about buying as well. If I didn't just buy Fiend Artisan like back in the fall, I would have got this. And the art looks really cool, but +1/+1 for each creature in your graveyard, and you get to go and search for something as well. So really sweet.
You like to do the graveyard stuff. And then we got some OG action with some older commanders here.
Yeah. Carador, Ghost Chieftain. This was an old gen commander.
Yeah, I was gonna say was it the first or the second round of commander?
First one.
First one.
Okay, it was in the Gave Guru of Spores.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Deck.
This one's doesn't really have a lot of value with that, but you got the two cards. You got your aura shards, which actually only has the one foil printing, and that's like a $90 card. I did not put that at 90 for this, but it could Probably get not. Up there. But both of those, the Fiend Artisan and the not up to 90, but it could be higher than the 30 is where I put it. So you got your non-foils at 35. And again, this is kind of a interesting art, so it could be higher than that. But I'm going off of the base pricing of everything. And then I
do like that all the cards work together. They're graveyard synergistic, like they all work under a Carador deck. I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe wrongly, but that this artist has this deck and is like, hey, I'd like to
make all these cards. Yeah. This is my commander, and these are the cards I like to use. These are my all-stars. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, the foil version, $80. So that's actually pretty good. That's before fees again. When I say all this stuff, I said this in the Fallout ones, and whenever we do the Secret Lair stuff, the typical timeline, like when all these get out, which they're going to be sending these out. We should say that. It goes for 20 days, and then they are actually starting to send these out because next week, because they have changed things up quite a bit of how they do things.
April 19th, was it?
Yeah, something like that. No, 16th. It was the 16th. I remember 16th? Thinking 8 days later or whatever. But this one has Breakpoint 3 as well. So again, when I'm saying pricing, all these are going to arrive. The prices are going to drop. You can probably pick up singles that maybe if you missed out on that one, you might, although it sold out so quick, you might not get them as cheap as you like. But some of these other ones, you can get them cheap. And then it takes about 10 to 16 months for these to recover and start maturing. And then you get these prices I'm talking about. So $80, that's pretty good. You buy 3 of these and you get 1 free. So, and then at that point you start getting stuff, getting some things here. Okay. So, do you think this one's worth it? Is it worth it, or is this, the price is wrong?
Probably was. Again, if they gave me a little bit more time to think about it, like I kind of wanted to. Yes. Aura Shards would be the big draw on this one.
Yeah, you have 2 $30 cards in this, which is nice. I like that part of it. And we should mention after we finish this, I do want to mention that I'll just say it right now. The Fallout ones do have, they already know what the bonuses are with those. We don't know what the bonuses are in these. The Fallout ones have either Codex Shredder, Wastes, or the Monovolt is the rare drop on those. So we mentioned that in our other video, so I just wanted to mention that again. So yeah, I think this one's worth it, especially the foil version of this. I think it's a very unique, cool art, and the fact that you have videos of each one of these is kind of cool too in that aspect. So I agree with you on that. All right, then we get into the next one. We only have 3 of these. 3 total.
Yeah, we're already halfway done with this. Yeah, and this one
is the one that is sold out in the foil version.
So
go ahead.
Artist Series Rovina Kai. So there was foil, non-foil, but there's only non-foil at this point for $30. You have 4 cards in this one. The first one is Inala, Archmage, yada yada. But so you pay 1 whenever a wizard you control comes into play. You can pay 1 to copy it, and you got to sack that 1 at the end of the turn. I really like this art. I think it's apparently tarot card style.
Yep.
I stay away from that stuff, so I don't actually know what it is. Like, I don't want to be around a Ouija board, none of that stuff. It's goofy. So, not for me, but Inala is really cool. You got Aether Vial, which is top-notch art right there. It looks
a lot
gorgeous.
Yep, and I think, like you said before, foils of these are going to look fantastic.
Well, now, a way to make everybody feel like they missed. That's that FOMO shit right there. Arcane Signet also looks gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a
and
good
obviously,
version
if you play it, you play it. If you know, you know.
And then this is the top dog of the bunch, I think. We have some, for foils. Sorry.
Sort of the Animist.
Keep going back to great card, though. We use this a lot, and this goes in a lot of decks. We've had this as staple verses before. This is a great art on this as well. Okay, so foils were, it was a break point of $466. But we're not talking about that because that one already sold out. So let's look at the non-foils. Non-foils, this costs $30. You're only looking at $36. Now, let's think about this a little bit.
I do think
it's going to be higher.
Kind of premium.
It's going to go higher. That's my baseline of it. It's $36. I think this sucker is going to go higher, especially since we already had the foil counterpart die or get sold out. I think everything, die. It went a little extreme there. I think this one is going to be probably double of all the prices that I said. So this one, I still think, because the other one sold out so quickly, I think this one, in my opinion, is worth it. And I was going to say that before, that I thought it was worth it, even with the foil version. You know, at $66, your Breakpoint 4, that was a baseline. But these look really sweet, and I was excited to see how it looks in foil. So for you, is this worth it for you? This is one that you picked up, right?
As the non-foil version?
Yeah, and the non-foil.
If you're just
because
obviously
non-foil?
I bought the foil. I was able.
Yeah.
I got right under the line.
Good.
Like I got the good. I got the email, and I was about to start putting the kids to bed. I was like, I need 5 minutes. Give me a second. Let's get this done. But so I would say yes, especially if you don't have Sword of the Animist.
Yeah.
But I think Aether Vial being a normal like 4-of card and whatever it is, I know it's not super popular right now in Goblins or Merfolk or whatever, but they tend to pop up as well every once in a while in Legacy. And I mean, there's a shot in Modern for them as well, but I think this ends up being higher on the wants list on the upswing, and you never know when that really is. And Arcane Signet, I'm not going to say this is again the top notch of it,
you have the
but
Galaxy,
it's in there.
You have the Galaxy foils, which giving you an idea of those are selling for $30-40.
Those are $30-40.
Yeah,
I say this gets into that 30 range. I don't know if it gets to 40.
No,
but
I think it's I was going to say 20 to 30. So I think you're right.
Yeah,
right
20 to 30 for the non-foil.
Yep.
Let's go with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing is, some people, the crazy thing about Secret Lair stuff is, you would think there's this big difference between the foil and non-foils, but they're actually pretty close, especially in the beginning. Now, when you get further out, a couple years out, the foils start to stretch away, but especially in that first year and a half or so, they stay pretty close together. So, and especially if it's more of a card that's not Arcane Signet as the example, but other cards that are used in other formats, people almost prefer the non-foils because of the potential curling and all that stuff with foiling. So if you're doing a competitive Modern or something like that or Legacy or whatever, people don't like the foils as much. So, okay, so this one we both thought was worth it. Let's move on to the last one, and then we'll break down there really isn't any bundles we're going to be able to talk about after this, but let's we'll talk about the ones that are left. Come on, click.
This is Phoebe Wahl, kind of the artist series of it. There's 5 cards in this one. You start off with Swords to Plowshare, which is its 14th Secret Lair iteration.
Can't get enough of Swords to Plowshares. Let's get it.
Right. Exaggeration if you're unaware. The next one is Fairy Artisans, which I don't hate the card.
I mean, it's a good card, but it's not worth anything. So
right. Okay. And then you have Dockside Chef, which was a great Savant question that I think got me a little while ago. But this one is less than nothing as a non-Secret Lair card.
Yeah.
You have a Layla Artful Provocateur, which was a Secret Lair last spring, almost a year ago. And
this one's not worth
me,
much.
it doesn't beat. What's that?
This one isn't worth much either.
Yeah.
We're going to have our first, it's not worth it here. I think the only card in this that's good is this little guy right here.
Door of Destinies, which puts counters on it whenever you cast like a fairy or whatever
tribe you decide to choose.
And then gets +1/+1 for each card charge counter on it. That's a good movable card. It doesn't have to be in a fairy deck. It can be in anything. So that one becomes the card from this set. Is there any more on this one?
Nope, that is it. So that is it. Art wise, I'm not a fan of personally. I know people probably are. This doesn't reach out to me like I gotta have. This one I like the best, the Door of Destinies, out of the 5 that are there. But like you said, Swords of Plowshares got printed so many Secret Layers. All the other cards aren't over $5. Like there isn't a version of the card that's over $5.
And this is very much a fairy theme, and they could have picked
better more expensive,
better, more played fairies. Right.
Yeah. I mean,
and
don't
not
get me
Swords to
wrong.
Plowshare.
Not plowshares. Because the thing is like, I like the fairy artisans, but it's not an expensive card. And I like it, and I tried to put it in a deck once, and then it just doesn't work the way you think it's going to work out in a game. It seems fun, whatever, but whatever. Not breaking down the use of them, but surprisingly, Swords is probably one of the more expensive cards besides Door of Destinies. But you're looking at $35 in value for non-foil and $45 in value for foil. So this is going to cost you...
I wouldn't trust that one bit.
Yeah, this is going to cost you $43 when you include taxes and everything to buy it. And then when you sell those cards, if you want to, you're going to get hit with fees and everything. So you're going to be less than that. So there is no break point. There is no way that you're getting one of these for free. You can't buy and all that. But if this doesn't get bought, then it'll change that whole thing. Like if no one likes this, then it might make it go up. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're doing
I hate
don't
that
like
logic.
doing it's stupid. I don't ever buy because of that. That's the dumbest thing.
If you like the cards, if you like the arts, definitely go for it. Get one.
For me, this one is
the price is wrong.
The price is wrong, bitch. That is what it is.
For sure. I did not get this one. It was not.
Yeah.
It's I hardly even play. Yeah. Bitter Blossom for the 8th time. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Justin. It's I mean overall, but as a Secret Lair, we do have one Bitter Blossom.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of reprints when it comes to Bitter Blossom on.
Yeah.
We just had it in Eldraine. We've had it a couple of times.
It was in that it was the Commander Masters thing, or not? Is it Commander Masters? It was what? No, it was, yeah, you're right. Eldraine, but it was the extra series stuff or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so we both don't think this one's worth it. This one is by far the worst out of the drops here. Okay, so what do we have left for our bundles? Do we have any other bundles we can really deal with? Really, besides Fallout ones, is going with the non-foil bundle.
You went away. What happened?
Oh,
okay, there you
now I'm back again. I'm back and delayed. So yeah, we have the non-foil bundle left. Let's see here. Non-foil, if you buy that one, you're saving $20, which that's really not. But you get that ignoble hierarch in foil, so I guess that's kind of a perk there. But that's pretty much it.
Is it?
I
mean, it looks cool, but it's also.
Yeah, right. I know it might. I mean, the fact that these are selling out.
Maybe.
And I haven't refreshed the page, although I think somebody would update us on chat if something else sold out at this point, especially the Fallout one. So personally, what I did and what I would recommend to people, well, I did the whole foil bundle, but at this point, with what we have here, the Fallout bundle the foil bundle is what I would go with, because you're saving 20.
That's a good point.
All three of them are 75 or higher. 75 or higher. You got a 75, a 90, and a 95. So you're getting your value there, and those bonuses. If you hit a Mono Vault in there, I mean, that pretty much is probably paying for at least half of what that cost you. So
yeah,
not saying you're scratching the lotto ticket to try to get that, but there is that chance. And Wastelands are no joke. The what was it? Warhammer Wastelands Secret Lair. Those I was selling for $15-20, and those were non-foil. So these are foil. So what did you do again? What did you buy with all this?
I was able to get the foil Rovina, and then I got a foil Vault Boy, the one with Static Orb.
Okay.
So those are the two that I got. I was questioning the one with Aura Shards and then the one with the Bajuka Bog.
So you might
I could have. No, I'm not going to go back. There's no way I'm going to do two. I don't keep track of that shit. Those were two that almost got me. Like, my initial plan was to buy a foil bundle of one of them.
Yeah.
And then just buy the one that I want, like either the foil tarot card one or the foil one that I got of the Fallout. I don't know which way I was going to go, but with that email, I was like, I'm going to get the ones that I know that I want.
Right.
And then after that, it's okay. I try and control the FOMO as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I do, I understand that I don't if I'm not going to get it and I want it, I'm gonna get what I want, but I'm not gonna like feel bad about stuff that I'm not.
Right. With this overall, the drop itself it's one of the more meh ones that we've had.
Agreed.
There wasn't one that like, not that they need to be over $100, but we normally get one where it's like, oh, this is the clear cut winner of the drops. I would say out of like a 10, this is like a 5. Like, you know, you take the last drop, which was Sheldon's drop, as like an 11, so it goes beyond our scales, and then this one drops to a
Final
5.
Tap movie?
Yeah,
is that what we're doing?
Yeah, there we go. So this one just drops. I don't know. This is a 5, and if the Fallout is what brings it up. If you didn't have the Fallout ones, I think actually this would be like a 3 or a 2.
Well, if it's just the 3. Normally we have a little bit. Is there normally only 6 for a super drop?
No, there's more. This is the lower
I want to say,
super
yeah,
drop.
it's a small one. There's kind of not a lot of cards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it feels a little different. It feels a little lackluster.
And we waited.
I don't mind that. I don't care. I don't have to spend a ton of money. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's fine.
But we waited like what, 3-4 weeks before this one came out. I mean,
yeah. Well, I think
I know. I was excited.
There was some anticipation.
Right. It was like, it's got to come this week. It's got to come this week.
As a single drop, it's not as bad as the Lord of the Rings one.
That was
fully agree.
That was the worst
one. That was by far the worst. But
that whole drop was good. Like that whole drop was actually decent. It was just that Lord of the Rings one was bad,
horrendous.
Yeah. So
like it was almost offensive. That's what it was.
It was. No, seriously, because I was so excited. I'm like, oh, here we're gonna get some good stuff here, Lord of the Rings. Nope. All right. Okay, so that's gonna do it for the Secret Lair stuff. It's a secret. Yes, Larry. Why don't you give us those tag stuff? Anybody that's here that is not normally here, make sure you guys do all that fun stuff.
What am I doing?
I don't know. Do our tags, not tags, but you know, give us
that's
a like.
You said tags.
I know.
And then
no,
I was
I meant
no,
like
that's.
I meant like the thumbs ups and the subscribes and all that. You know, fine. Don't do it.
Oh. I see what you're saying. Hey, if you enjoyed the Secret Lair thing, we do that whenever they come out. You can always, and if you want to make sure that you get to see us, you got to share, well, you don't have to share it, but you got to subscribe, and then you'll get those little belly things. And we would appreciate it if you shared stuff from the Secret Lair or even the podcast, and whatever.
There we go.
And then like it, because if we get over 10 likes, that'll be helpful. That'll be
whole 10.
Great.
I mean, everybody watching right now, you guys can give it a like, and that'll get us over 10. That'll help us out there, or we'll at least double, if not triple, that with everybody there. Hey gang, the best way to support the Commander Smiths is to make sure you slap that like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, commandersmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats, and more.